Здравствуйте, привет, and hello. Welcome to the first video in a three-part series on the Russian alphabet. Part 1 is going to be all about vowels. So, the Russian alphabet has 33 letters. That includes 10 vowels, shown here in red, 21 consonants, shown in blue, and 2 silent sounds, shown in green. But the good news is that even though there are a lot of letters to learn, once you do learn them, it's going to be worth it because reading Russian will be much easier than it would for your counterparts learning to read English. And that is because Russian is pronounced and read exactly as it is written in most cases. So, the English language has silent letters like GH, for example, that aren't pronounced in some situations, and other letters that have more than one sound, like the C, which is sometimes read like a K and sometimes like an S. Many things like this. The Russian language doesn't have any of that. It is much more straightforward, so it's really worth it to take the time to sit down and master the alphabet. It's going to pay back dividends later when you're learning to read. So, I'm going to go through each vowel one at a time, and I want you to repeat it after me so that you learn the pronunciation, but I also want you to write each letter down. And so if you don't have a pen or a paper, please pause the video right now and grab one of each because it's actually scientifically proven that you are more likely to remember something if you process that piece of information in multiple ways. So seeing the letter, hearing it, saying it out loud, and writing it down, that's processing the information in 4 different ways, and it is very good for your memory. So, without further ado, let's get started. As I said, there are 10 Russian vowels, and they are divided in 5 sound pairs. Each pair has a harder version of the sound and a softer version. So let's start with the first. The first letter is A. Very simple, written just like the English A, but you never want to pronounce it like an A. It is always a flat A sound. So repeat after me. A. A. And an example of a word is actually a really common name, Anna. Anna. Now, its counterpart to A is the letter Ya. Ya. And it's actually a word all on its own. Ya means I. Ya. Repeat after me. Ya. Okay, after ya, the next pair is ya. So this letter is e. And an example word is это, which means this. Это. Now, the pair to is ye. Now, be careful, it might be really tempting to pronounce this letter as because that's how you would in English in many cases. But you shouldn't do that. This is ye, and it's really important to include that Y sound. Ye. And an example is еда, which means food. Еда. Еда. Okay, after ye, we have the pair yo. So this letter, o, very easy, but remember not to pronounce it like the English O. It is always a flat O. Repeat after me, O. An example is the word on, which means he. On. On. And its partner is yo. Now this is just like the letter y, only with 2 dots on top, and it's pronounced yo. Yo. And an example word is yolka, which means fir tree. It's actually the same type of tree if you are a Christian and you celebrate Christmas. It is a Christmas tree. And if you're Russian, the biggest holiday for Russians is New Year's. And Russians put up a New Year's tree and they decorate it and everything. And it is called yolka. Yolka. The next sound pair is u. Now this is the letter u, and it's written just like an English Y, pronounced u. So repeat after me, u. And an example word is utka, which means duck. Utka. Utka. And its pair is u. This is written like a combination of an English H and an O. U. U. And an example is the word yupka, which means skirt. Yupka. Yupka. Okay, this next letter is tricky because this sound doesn't exist in the English language. So you've probably never heard it and also never said it out loud yourself. So it's going to be a little tough to learn at first, but you'll get it with practice. The sound is U. U. Now, if you're struggling to pronounce it, one of the things you can do is think about the position of your lips and your tongue. So when you say the letter E, your tongue is in a more forward position. But when you say the sound U, your tongue pulls back a little in your mouth, as you can see in the diagram. So try and say these sounds, E and U, and feel the difference. Feel how your tongue retracts. So when you say the letter U, you want your tongue to be a little bit more in the retracted position. Not all the way, but closer to U than it is to E. And you want your lips to be relaxed. Relaxed like you say the letter E, right? When you go U, you make an O shape and kind of purse your lips. You want your lips relaxed, but your tongue retracted. So if you go to say the SH sound, sh, and then follow it up with a vowel, but in a really relaxed way, with really loose lips and a retracted tongue, you should say something like sh, sh. Don't worry if you can't get it right away. It will come with practice, but the more you hear it and the more you practice, the better you are going to get at saying the sound. Also, don't worry too much if you can't really hear exactly the sound that I'm making. If it sounds kind of odd or strange, that's just because you've never heard it before and your ear isn't sensitive to this specific sound. Anyway, the letter is U, and an example word is the, which means you in the informal sense. So the kind of you would use with children or family members or people that are really close to you, not the kind of you would use in a formal setting. The. The. Okay, and the last letter is E. much easier to pronounce because it exists in English. It's written kind of like a backwards N, and it's pronounced E. And an example word is igolka, which means needle. So repeat after me, igolka, igolka. And that's it. Those are all 10 vowels in the Russian alphabet. So if you've made it this far, give yourselves a pat on the back. Well done. And practice these letters, write them, pronounce them, and I will see you back when it's time to work on the consonants. Have a great day. Bye.